Hello fellow simmers and Pokemon Masters, Eevee-simming here, and welcome to my channel. Today I will be building the Cinderella castle. Honestly, this build has caused me nightmares. It's bothered me. I've changed and rearranged it I don't know how many different times. Honestly, I did cry a few times trying to build this thing. It is completely and utterly out of my comfort zone. But hey, get ready for a long video because castles are not built in a day. They're built in several. No, I'm not building the Cinderella castle exactly right. It is more of an inspired build because the Cinderella castle in The Sims, it being a lot of towers and not very functional. Honestly, what I did, it was barely functional. I took some suggestions from another fellow simmer and that helped me out a lot, but still I struggled with the floor plan, the layout, just trying to find room for anything and everything. I don't know. I just immensely struggled with this build. It is completely and utterly out of my comfort zone. But hey, I needed a Cinderella inspired build, so I started building this. I don't remember, but it was a long time ago. And I remember just getting so frustrated and flustered, and I was watching all sorts of different YouTube videos from all sorts of different simmers, trying to figure out how to build this thing. I don't know. I feel like it gets the point across. It's definitely a castle. Yeah, it's definitely what I was kind of thinking, but I don't know. I'm not a builder. I'm really not a builder. I'm trying though. I'm trying and I'm getting better, I believe. I personally believe I'm getting better at building, but I don't know. That's up to you guys, to be honest. This castle went into many different directions. I'm not sure where my head was. Well, I've actually lost a lot of clips from building this castle. And it's actually quite sad because I spent a lot of time building it, a lot of time putting time into this build, and I've lost quite a few clips. I don't know, my computer sometimes just up and deletes random clips if they feel like we're not using them, and I've literally been working on this for over a month, so I guess it thought I wasn't using it. Well, computer, I was, and I do not forgive you for losing most of my clips, but you can tell where my recording software had changed because it won't have the black bar under the video at a point. I don't know what point I'm at right now. I'm honestly recording this with a voice recorder and just placing it into the video, hoping for the best. I don't know. Well, who's excited for the Cinderella Let's Play? I know I am. I'm ready for a change of pace, but I know the first few episodes we will be still with our main family. We can't leave our main family until Snow White dies. Oh my goodness. I'm not ready for that, to be honest. We've known her for a while. I started this series in January and now it's April, almost May, and I'm like, I'm not ready to say goodbye. I'm not. And it's gonna be hard when she dies, and I know I can't start Cinderella until she dies, so things have to be done. And even though I told her she was allowed to live out until she dies of old age, she catches herself on fire shortly after. I'm like, girl, are you trying to kill yourself? Really? Well, part 12 of my Snow White legacy was aired last Friday, so you can check that out. I will leave a link in the comments below. I'll just link the whole playlist to the Snow White portion because there is a playlist if you guys are interested in that. I know most people don't want to watch these over and over again, but that's okay. Some people do, some people don't. I do appreciate playlists, so like if I find a YouTuber and I go through their stuff and I watch their older stuff, it's nice to have a playlist so I know I'm watching the full series. I know I did that a lot when I first found Little Simsy a couple years ago. I watched all of her stuff from the beginning, like her Big Sister challenge. I actually found her through, I think, I was really into Riverdale when it first came out, at least the first season. So I found her through her Riverdale cast video and I started watching her Black Widow challenge. And then I started watching all her other stuff and now I watch her every single day. Yeah, so that happened. Watching some of this castle back is kind of cringy to me. I know right now I'm placing some windows and getting everything together, and I just wasn't quite sure what vision I had for it. I kept looking at pictures, looking at floor plans, watching videos. I don't know. I didn't find really anything helpful because no matter what build tutorial I watch and try, I don't know. I just can't do it. I've learned some new tips and tricks, and that's helpful, and it actually looks like a castle at this point. This is at the bare bones of it compared to what it finally looks like. It's very simple. It's like a big box with towers. Like, yeah, that's a castle, I guess. And honestly, I was semi-satisfied with the way it looked. I felt like it was missing something, but I wasn't quite sure what it was missing. And I had talked with another fellow Sims YouTuber. We talked a little bit, and she was like, yeah, less towers, more rooms. I was like, yeah, because I do make this epic basement. By epic, I mean it's like the basement of your dreams. There's like a pool, there's a sauna, there's all thing. I know right now I'm working on a little courtyard, and that's super cute. And that was my phone. I forgot I didn't silence it before I started recording. Let me do that. I don't know. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do. I know I was more focused like on using it as a backdrop more than anything else. For the ball, because I just really wanted to make it really pretty on the outside, not really worry too much on the inside. And you can tell in the beginning of this build, that's exactly what I was going for. But I do plan on playing in this castle just a little bit. Not too much, but a little bit, because I feel like it's going to get a little buggy, because I noticed like the more and more I was adding things, the towers, like the trim on them, they were getting weird black marks, and like things were starting to glitch a little bit, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on? And you can tell like where I was trying to make bedrooms, and oh, there I started my basement. It's just all sorts of crazy things. That's why I made the crazy basement. I was like, well, if I'm gonna make it playable, I need to at least have somewhere to where they can actually live, at least. I don't know. Yeah, and there I start my pool. I was like, well, I might as well give them a pool. I don't know. And I took it away. I literally went through so many different visions with this build. I don't even know, like watching it back, I'm just confused on what I was going for, or what I was trying to do at that moment in time. I don't know. I spent an awful lot of time doing things that I really probably shouldn't have done. That's okay. And I really don't like trying to figure out the stair system in the game. I know there's a hotkey to get it to go down a level, but I don't know it. Do I want to look it up? Probably not. I don't know. And see, you can see where I'm starting to add a sauna, and I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do, because I kind of wanted to make it a one-stop shop for royalty. I was like, why not? I don't make builds like this, so why not have everything your heart desires? Am I right? Now I've started working on the elaborate pool area. I put lots and lots of windows, and I couldn't decide what kind of windows I wanted on this pool. I just knew I wanted it to be super fancy, and when you walk by, you could see this big, beautiful pool on your way to whatever room you were on your way to. And I was like trying to make it as fancy as possible. I normally don't make fancy builds. Fancy builds are not my forte. I make like family houses, and that's about it. And yeah. Sorry, my brain was freezing like my build was for some reason, and I'm not sure why. And every time I try to trim it out, it's like, no, we're not going to do it. So we have a momentary freeze for like a couple of seconds. But my build is built up times 8, and I think it was like over 6 hours of recording that I trimmed down to 30 minutes. So it's quite a lot. And I was trying to see if I wanted to go for like a royal blue vibe, because like everything I'm trying to put hints of blue everywhere, like the real Cinderella's castle, like blue and gold, and I just felt like that was way too tacky. So I went through many different things before deciding on what exactly I wanted to do in this room. And I'm like freaking out because my build was like, what am I doing? I don't even know anymore. I'm like, just trying to make it look fancy. Like, who has this kind of pool in their basement? Nobody has this pool in their basement. And the 2 rooms right there, I'm going to turn one into a sauna and one into a bathroom. So that's at least very helpful. It's a good place to come work out and spend some time. And here I am messing with doors and windows again, trying to decide what in the world I want to do. I use a lot of stuff from Get Famous in this pack, which makes sense because it's on the fancier side of life. And yeah, all the windows and doors that I'm putting now, they're all from Get Famous. And that's like the main doors that I've been using anyway. So I was like, yeah, I guess it makes sense. Maybe, I don't know. Starting to add our little sauna here, which is nice. And my Sims actually use it a lot when I was like playtesting this build and just kind of working in it, because I've already placed the prince, I named him Kit. If you've seen Disney's 2015 version of Cinderella, she called him Kit a lot, because that's what he told her name was, because they met before they met at the ball, which was nice. But I'm doing a little bit of a twist with this challenge. Since Cinderella, she's all crazy with her own siblings, well, when she meets the prince, she's kind of running some other issues, like his stepsisters who want to marry him. He has the evil stepsisters, and let's just say Cinderella and these guys, they're not gonna get along. They're not gonna get along, not even in the slightest. And it's gonna be super great. No, not really. It's gonna be terrible. Poor Cindy. I don't know. And these little rooms up here, the little boxes, honestly, they're still blank. That's why I haven't put this build on the gallery yet. I might work on it some more, especially when I start playing in it and decide what I want to do with these guys, because I don't know. There's just weird, awkward rooms. There's like maybe like lounge areas up there for like guests. I don't know. I don't know how to build castles and fill big rooms. I have a hard time building small family homes and little starter homes and family of 8 homes. I don't know. The Snow White cottage was actually kind of easy due to the fact that I just kind of put all the kids in one room, and I didn't try to give them their own rooms or make a few share a room. They have like a whole like upstairs area to themselves. Well, to themselves, I mean by them and 7 other kids. So yeah, that's ideal, right? Everyone wants that. And the Snow had this huge bedroom, and then, well, everyone hung out in it because there was a woodworking table, and I know, Copper. I was like, not Todd. Todd wants the mischief skill. Copper wants the handiness, so Copper's in there all the time making stuff. But hey, it helps them make money, so I guess that works out for everybody, right? I actually really enjoyed making a big kitchen for once. I was like, wow, I have all this space. What am I gonna do with it? It was kind of fun. I could have added more things, but I also really wanted that big island, and I was like, man, if it was just only a smidge bigger in here, just a smidge, I could do so much more. So I felt a little limited because I wanted that big island in there. I don't know, honestly, I could have used a table, but what's the fun in that? Might as well have an island, and then I have like our little dining room bar area, kind of where they have their big family meals and banquets and stuff. I don't know, I try to make it very blue and very warmy and very fancy. I don't know, I feel like I kind of accomplished that, and I don't know, I actually really like this room a lot. It looks really pretty and pleasing to the eyes, at least. I feel like I did a pretty good job with it, and I'm not the best at decorating in The Sims. I'm really not. And at one point I wanted to be an architect. Who am I? No one knows. I don't even know. But hey, it turned out a lot better than I thought it would, especially with the amount of space that I had. I was just trying to make it look as fancy as possible and look like an actual royal family eats here. I don't know. I know a bar should probably be in another room, but hey, the king might like his juice. Yeah, his juice. I was about to say wine, but the Sims drink juice. I don't know. Maybe he really likes his juice. No one knows. I actually ended up putting a preset room of a bar in the basement. Kitty cat, please be quiet. She's just like running around my feet, touching stuff. She's crazy. I'm crazy. I feel a little cooped up at the current moment. Kind of feel more like Rapunzel than anything, but I always joke that I feel like Rapunzel. I felt like Rapunzel my whole life. More a preference thing, but at the same time, it just felt kind of away from everything, not quite there. And I used to joke with my husband all the time because when we first got married, I didn't have a car, and when he would go, he's in the military, so when he would leave for months or weeks at a time. I'm like, man, I feel like Cinderella. I'm very cooped up in this house. Yes, there was stuff to walk to in walking distance, but I'm gonna walk to Food Lion. What am I gonna do at Food Lions? There was a Marshall's, but I am more of a Ross fan than a Marshall's fan. And honestly, I think Ross is better priced than Marshall's, but some people say otherwise. But I think it all depends on which one you go to and what area, because I know I went to another Marshall's that I thought the prices were so much better, but it was also in the same strip as a TJ Maxx and a Ross, so they had to compete with each other. So yeah, I don't know. At the end of the day, I prefer Ross. Oh, how I miss Ross. Oh, how I do. I buy lots of things there, gifts, clothes, all sorts of stuff for my kids, for others. I don't know. It's fun. I just miss going and like smelling candles and looking at things that I don't buy. I don't know. I'm more of a window shopper than anything. But I don't know. I'm starting to work on the, I wouldn't say ugly stepsisters. They're more wicked than anything. They're not ugly. They're actually quite pretty. And I was like, man, are they prettier than Cinderella? I was actually questioning it when I was looking at them, when I was getting them ready for the series. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know. And I struggled at the layout of this room because, again, it was a size thing and what kind of objects I wanted in the room. So, like, I was going back and forth. Normal Eevee, normal things. Not quite sure what I wanted, how I want the wallpaper or anything. I don't know. I had a hard time. But hey, I always have hard times, so what's new? I was like, do I keep the rugs? I was like, no, I don't keep those rugs. I was like, I feel like I didn't. I'm just literally watching the recording as I'm doing this. I'm like, what was I doing? I don't even know. But I think I'm happy with how it ended up. It was nice, at least. Lots of... Their names aren't Anastasia and, what is the other one's name? I don't remember. I just remember Anastasia because in the second movie she had a big part. Drizella, that was her name. Okay, didn't look it up, had to think. Anastasia and Drizella. Did not name them that. I think one of them is Priscilla and the other one is something else. I don't know. I named them something different. And then I know their mother's name is Susan because you know what? Why not? Susan. It's just, oh, Susan. Just basically, that would be fun to say, I thought. Because I kind of just used the random name generator, to just kind of like click. And then I was like, oh, Susan works. This works. Okay. Oh, now I'm into my newer recordings that I was just doing the other day. You can see the black bar has dropped. And I was starting to expand this build a little bit. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do. I've already moved the Sims family in here, so there were still pop-ups popping up from that. And I was working on some extra levels, so we have some main things on the main floor and everything wouldn't be underground. Honestly, I lost most of my underground building. Like, I built this really cool bedroom for the king and queen, which I have the screenshots, of course, of those. I don't have the footage anymore, which actually makes me sad because I really made that bedroom fancy and gold. And I even made a walk-in closet. I never make closets in this game. I didn't use the preset closet. I made one with the stuff from Get Famous and just walls and wallpaper and yeah. Well, she has that. And you can see where the roof was starting to glitch, even though I tried to change it a few times. And I was like, why does it look like this? And I was like, I don't know. I just gave up. Because it was definitely white and it wouldn't let me change it. There's plenty of windows. Plenty of windows. Oh my goodness. And I wasn't quite sure what to do with this, extra, stonage up here, this extra balcony up here now that I have. Because I didn't have it before. And before it was just enough to walk on to get to the back. But now there's plenty of space to do something up there. Originally I put the bar up there, but then I was like, I don't know if I want the bar here. And I ended up moving the bar to the backyard, which I'm honestly really proud of the party space that I put back there. I think it looks really nice, at least. A good place to take pictures, throw maybe even a wedding. I don't know. A wedding, all sorts of stuff. No one knows. You see, I've already placed the bar there, and I was like, oh, I left it there for a minute. Because I put up that, because there is a little garden down there, because in the, not the classic movie, but in the live action, they go to a secret garden. That isn't really a secret garden, but I just kind of put a garden in there, just kind of as an homage to that. but it's nothing compared in, these bathrooms I'm looking at right here. I made some interesting little bathrooms, and I spent an abnormal amount of time doing these bathrooms, to be honest. I think they're really cute once I finally get them done. A little extra, but very cute. Good for like when a lot of people are over because they'll be hosting a ball. And they're very fancy. A lot of get famous and glamour stuff in this build. Super cute. I actually like the bathroom and the colors a lot. And as you can tell, I didn't know what direction I wanted it to go in. Not even in the slightest. I kind of wanted 2 sinks, but at the end I think I just stuck with the 1 sink. Yeah, because I needed 2 bathroom spaces. And I was like, come on. And I was like, okay, I guess 2 toilets are more important than 2 sinks. Not all of the Sims wash their hands anyway. I've got a lot of my Sims, I'm like, what are you doing? Go wash your hands. Yes, you must wash your hands, Sims. Absolutely no getting around it. And you can see I use these like semi-cheap lights a lot, but I also find that they're the brightest, and I was like, you don't really see the lights, so unless I want a chandelier, which I tried to put a chandelier in here, but it was like, nope, doesn't fit. It does not fit, not even in the slightest. So I don't know. I just remember doing this for more time than I should have, building these bathrooms, because I built 2 of them. The exact same, I could have used the copy tool and copied it, but that's just too easy. Why not like figure out one and then just do it to the other? Because that's more complicated. I like going the more complicated route. I don't know why I do this to myself. Someone please send help. Someone help me. Why do I keep doing this to myself? Speaking of things that happen to me, earlier today I went to Sam's Club to get my son more chicken nuggets because he doesn't believe in eating anything else. So I'm gonna go get more chicken nuggets. This lady goes and gets a cart. I stand like far behind her, like probably like 8 or so feet, and then she pulls back out with her cart and leans close to me and says, "You're not 6 feet apart from me, you need to move." And I was like, you're the one who got close to me, what did I do? And then like my whole day was ruined because of that, and I was like, wait, was I in the wrong? Did I do something wrong? Was I not doing the right thing? I thought I was waiting back more than enough, but then I realized, I was like, yeah, I was. She just got closer to me, and somehow it was my fault. But I think everything's my fault. The stupidest, the smallest, I don't know. I feel like everything's my fault. I apologize constantly for everything. I'm just like a constant ball of anxiety. I don't know why. I've been this way since I was a very tiny little girl, and I don't know. I feel bad for people who have to deal with me, especially when I get super anxious. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I literally say that all the time. Well, I'm currently working on the princess bedroom. I wasn't quite sure what to do. This is in the new bonus portion that I had just added. And I think it looks kind of cool, and I like it a lot. Actually, he even gets a little TV in his bathroom, and then I was like, I realized, he's gonna sit this way. I need to have it this way. It's super nice. I like it. It's very black and white. I didn't know what direction I wanted to go in for that one, and a lot of this new space that I added, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it, to be honest. I don't know, because you see the little garden area, and then I was like, okay, what am I going to put here, here, and here? No one knows. I kept thinking, I was like, okay, what kind of fun rooms would be fun to have down here? And so I ended up making like a movie room, a little tiny, very tiny game room that I won't even specify the game room. It has the Sims version of, what's it called? What is that game? The one where you stack everything? I don't remember. Jenga. See, I just have to think about things, and then they automatically come back to me. So it's like the Sims version of Jenga. It's like, don't drop the llama or something. I don't know. I know I wanted like a little library somewhere, but I wasn't quite sure where to fit it with the size of everything, because it is kind of thin, but not really at the same time. So like I had it here for a moment, and then I move it, and then I move it, and then I move it. I don't know what I wanted to do with this thing. I don't know. And then now I'm working on the little movie room, which I spent an abnormal amount of time on as well. That's what I do the best. Spend an abnormal amount of time on things I probably shouldn't. But it is an awkward shaped room because it is in part of the tower. And I wanted to kind of have this entertainment center, but then I was like, wait, if I put chairs over here, they're not going to really be able to see the TV. So that was a problem. And I wanted to have an ice cream maker and a popcorn maker in there so they could have treats while they watch TV. But I don't know. I kept going through different versions of this, and I was like, maybe this one, maybe this one. And I like what I eventually settled on. It's not ideal, but it was a lot better than what I originally had going on. And then I put movie posters everywhere. It's super cute. And I was trying to figure out what kind of furniture, and then I decided on those black chairs, got me a nice little black rug. Can't remember which one I got. Oh, that one, the one with a lot of designs and patterns in this room. I think the prince is a pretty big movie guy. He's got a lot of movie stuff. Maybe he'll be an actor. I don't know, maybe they'll venture out on their own. That's what I'm thinking, because I really, really don't want to play in this castle, only because it's so big and it already is bugging out a lot, and I'm just barely touched the surface of trying to play in this castle. I don't know, but it would be a fun place to live. But it's not very fun living in a place where you're not really worried about anything. You're not worried about bills, you're not worried about things. Well, you are worried about his stepsisters and his stepmother because they don't like you very much. Well, not yet at least, but I feel like eventually. And now I'm adding on the second half of the tower up top, which honestly I felt like those towers on the side is really what this build was missing. And oh my goodness, all these plants that I put so many, like I wasn't sure how to landscape this, to be honest. I was like, what am I doing? Oh, there's one of the stepsisters. Yes, they look like Gisela and Anastasia just a little bit, but other than that, not really. And the same hair colors. That's about it. And other than that, they're their own little versions of themselves. Priscilla and whatever your name is. Surprisingly, I was very anxious about having to do the voiceover for this video. I was like, how on earth am I going to talk to myself for like 30 minutes? And I'm honestly having no issue. I think maybe in the beginning I would have had the biggest issue trying to do this, but I feel like I've gotten a lot better and more confident in my speaking skills. I don't like to talk much. I really don't talk much. Like through most of high school, people were like really questioned if I could talk. Like I never talked. And then my senior year, I was really into theater, and I was actually in a lot of plays and actually played the lead in quite a few of them. And people were like, honestly, that was the first time I've ever heard you speak. And ironically enough, I was Snow White in my first play I ever was the lead in. It was quite fun, actually. I enjoyed it. It was a great little show. I actually did a lot of work for the show. I also made like the costumes and made the sets. I did a lot of work. Like you wouldn't think the lead would be making costumes and building sets and all this other stuff. But hey, I actually did more work than the rest of the cast, to be honest. But I'm also an overachiever and a people pleaser, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna help you out. And plus, I love my drama teacher that I had. She's the absolute best. She was the greatest. She still is the greatest. I know eventually she's going to be retiring soon, and I'm going to be so sad. Hopefully she'll be able to teach my sister eventually. She might go into the tech portion of life, but she'll be going to high school next year, actually. And I'm excited for that, and I can't believe that because we're 9 years apart, and I'm like, oh my goodness. I cannot believe you are starting high school. And then my younger two siblings, they are going to be in the second grade and kindergarten next year. It's just crazy to think about that. And then my little boy, if I want him to, he can start preschool in August if schools are back and running by then. I don't know. Now I've started working on the little back party area. It went through a few different kind of ideas, but I love the blue and white. I think it looks really nice, and honestly I will use this lot for lots of things, even if it's just a party place. And don't mind these weird colored things. I'm just gonna throw some of those colored light curtains because I think they look super nice. I just think everything's pretty nice and picture perfect, I think. I don't know. Well, I think I'm gonna end my journey here, today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Did you enjoy this video? How did you think my build went? I'm not quite sure how this build went. Like, I feel like there's parts of it that are good, that show that I'm improving, and then there's other parts where I'm really lacking. Like, honestly, it's still quite empty and quite a few places, but Cinderella, she's got to get her show on the road, so I was kind of rushing to try and get this one out. And I was like, oh, no, I need to get it done. I've been worried and stressed. And all the flowers I placed on this build, I placed so many. Like, oh, now the screenshots have started. They may not be the best screenshots, but I honestly tried my best to capture whatever I could. Like, whatever angles I could get with the whole room in a not weird, like, bird's eye view angles, and I don't know. I need to get better at that, taking screenshots. I'll add that to my list. There's honestly a lot of things I need to add on my list to improve, but hey, keep trying till it gets better, right? Am I right? Well, I think I'm going to end my journey here today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thanks for bearing with me all the way to the end if you decided to. I don't blame you if you didn't, though. Well, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.